What's going on, people? I want to thank you in advance for tuning in. Today I want to discuss God, religion, and beliefs. God is the most unsolved mystery in the history of human life. This is a subject that will forever be debated. It's like a never-ending argument. Everyone wants to know the truth. And the issue with that is there's so many stories that there's an absence of evidence. You know, it's all from the same source, the same story, the same beginning, the same ending for the most part. You know, but the story is passed on through different cultures. Every country has different groups that practice the same beliefs in different traditions, different styles. So they may be talking about the same source. When I say source, I mean God. They may be talking about the same source, but they're giving you a different name for it. They have the stories are slightly different, but the goal is usually the same. I find religion detrimental and healthy. You just have to respect the yin and the yang of it. I say detrimental because within it there's division. As I said before, there's many different countries within different continents around the world that just have different traditions and they practice with different beliefs. Everyone wants to be the source to the truth, and they feel like their truth is the only truth. So anyone that has anything different from their truth, they're going to oppose it. You know, they'll debate you to death about it, and they're going to argue with ego and emotion. Everyone wants to be the source, the originator to this information of God. And with that, they want to outcast everything different instead of just coexisting with everything around them, because everybody and everything that's in this world coexists of God. Everything is a part of the source. Instead of coexisting with everything, they'd rather outcast everything different. Wave it off as evil. Wave it off as not of God. What I'm going to tell you, though, is that behavior is not what was intended by the source. Everything here is supposed to be a resource, supposed to be a help. Everything serves a purpose for each other. So that division is a detriment to religion. Also, another detriment to religion is greed. And when I say greed, I'm not only talking about money, but there's a lot of people who are power hungry. They have egos. So when they know more than most about this subject of God, they tend to believe that they themselves are on the same level as the source. They themselves are God. All that is ego. I'm not talking about everybody who is on this level of consciousness, but there are a great number of people out there who are using what they know as a weapon against the majority of people. Another detriment to religion is poverty. A lot of people only have their faith to hold on to. They depend on that leader that's teaching them everything that they know about their religion and their God. They're depending on the source. There's nothing wrong with depending on the source, but you have to also put in your own effort. Another detriment to religion is fear. Fear is usually pumped into you when you're a product of religion. Let's get one thing understood. God did not give you fear. People who push religion and agendas gave you fear. All of those morals that you read and the consequences behind the actions that you choose usually fear into you. On the flip side, there's some good things about religion, as you should believe in the first place. Religion gives you a sense of balance. You know, there's morals that you learn from studying up on religion. It teaches you discipline, which everyone needs in their life. Everyone needs a sense of discipline for something, because you have to have some self-control. You know, it promotes unity and love. You know, people who practice religion are depicted to be welcoming people. You know, they're trying to save as many people as they can from the evils that dwell in this world. So there are some good things about religion. On the flip side, you just have to appreciate the yin and the yang. As I said before, these religions are all based on the same source. They all have the same story, the same beginning, usually the same ending. It's all based on the universe, the elements that's a part of this universe. And everything that's here is all based on energy and matter. So all of this goes back to mathematics, science, space, the horoscope, the solar system as a whole. The thing about all of these religions is there's always a chosen one to represent the son of that God, that being. The thing about religion is there's always a chosen one, a son to represent that God, that religion that you study. It started with sculptures written on the wall to tell a story. That's how the ancient ones left behind their documents. And then you went to paintings. These paintings painted an image of that God, that son, for the whole world to follow. So it made everyone familiar with that one face. And this is what is used to recognize that person for worship purposes. Then you had your movies. There's always subliminal messages within movies that told you the stories without you knowing. You also have your statues that you use for worship purposes. But those statues are like a 3D human form of what your God is that you represent. I'm going to go back to division for 1 minute. Spirituality is something that most people want to tap into. They want to conquer this ability to be able to do the supernatural. Everyone wants to be able to know who God is, which means they want to be able to tell you that they seen God, or they spoke to God, or they felt His presence. With that usually comes an ego. So the majority of people on earth don't get to experience this feeling. Spirituality is just energy. That's all a spirit is a form of energy. It's not some invisible man-like being inside you. Yes, you are living in a body, but that body operates from energy. Your body is the matter, and your spirit is the energy. Energy is used to make that matter do what it's intended to do. That's where spells come from, prayers, voodoo, if that's what you want to call it. All of these different forms of spirituality. And all it takes to activate that is writing on paper or spoken word, or speaking out of the mouth, and you can activate it. One mistake that people always make about spirituality is opposing everything that they don't practice. They think any form of spirituality that they don't practice is of evil. No form of spirituality is evil. Not Wicca, witchcraft, voodoo, Egyptian spirituality, nothing is evil. The only thing that makes spirituality evil is intention. If it's intended to be evil, then it will be evil. But most spirituality is intended to make things happen and for protection. Usually when you go to a shop that practices something like voodoo or something like that, they're going to tell you that they cannot kill someone. Because they don't want to be responsible for your intending of killing someone. So spirituality is not usually evil, it's all in your intent. Whatever you speak, whatever you intend on, that's what happens behind spirituality. As far as what you read in those books, nothing that was written to happen is naturally going to happen by nature. Right now, human has mastered the form of manipulation. They can control everything that's happening on this earth, probably in this galaxy. But I'm not going to take it as far as the universe. But as far as Earth, man has mastered the art of manipulation. So all of this end of the world stuff that you read in your good books, it's not what's meant to happen. It's what they're going to make happen. They're pushing this agenda. They're pushing fear into you. I'm going to give you an example. I read a tweet on Twitter, and that tweet stated, if they can make a hologram of Tupac at a theater, they can point a projector in the sky for the world to see a man in angel form or God form walking out of the sky. And you'll think that that's an angel, you'll think that that's God, you'll think that that's Jesus, or whatever it is that you believe in. They can paint that picture through a hologram. That's how easy it is. Man can manipulate things into happening in your existence. So, all of these disasters, you do know weather can be controlled by man. Man has mastered that. People turning evil, people turning greedy, people turning into having sex with the same sex. All of this stuff was written in the Bible, but it's pushed by man. This is not stuff that happens by nature. As far as God goes, yes, I believe there's a source. I don't care who it is. I don't care how we got here. I'm just thankful that we're here. I look at God as all of the elements that's here on earth. The trees, the animals, the people, the air, the water, the sun. Everything that's here provided for you to live. Everything is used as a purpose for something of another force of matter, another animal, another plant. Everything uses each other to survive. I don't look at God literally as a superhuman, invisible giant. I don't look at God in human form like most people would. And that's the thing that I have against religion. People usually take everything that's in the book literally. All of this stuff was written in human forms for humans to depict, for humans to interpret. It's written in human terms. Being that humans are the only species that can speak, that can manipulate the earth, they can make you feel like everything was put here for humans. You don't look at animals and say that they have gods. Bugs, you don't see bugs saying that they have gods. You don't see plants saying that they have gods. Only humans. So religion was something that was created by humans. God itself was the creation. We are parts of the creation. Everything that's in this planet, in this galaxy, is a part of the source, the creation. And God is just what you make it. Yourself is a part of God. find that kind of selfish that humans would take the credit for God being the creation. Humans want God to be in human form, and that's pretty selfish. As far as beliefs go, I feel like anything that you truly believe in will work for you. Doesn't matter what religion you practice. As long as you speak it and you actually believe in it, it'll work for you. That was my depiction when I watched the movie The Life of Pi. It doesn't matter what you believe in or who you believe in. As long as you actually believe in it firmly, it'll work for you. That's my take on God, beliefs, and religion.